So, hello everyone. Today we have another podcast. We are going to talk a little bit more about audiobooks as well as reading books as someone with vision impairment. Today with us we have Sherriza. Hi Sherriza, you want to say hi?
Hi. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, everyone.
Can you just do a little bit of self-introduction?
My name's Sherriza. Like you said, I have RP, a form of night blindness. I've been diagnosed with it for 20 years ago.
Mhm.
I don't have very much usable vision, so I depend a lot on the screen reader for the phone, and I listen to audiobooks.
Hmm. Yeah, so for some people who might not know, there's actually like a function in all our smartphones that can actually read out whatever is on the screen. So that's how Sherriza navigates her phone when she wants to send text messages or email or when she reads her audiobooks. So, Sherry, first of all, can you just share a little bit more about maybe what your preference of reading is? Like, what apps do you like to use, or what sort of books do you read even?
Uh, I have Kindle on my phone if I want to read ebooks.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly I use Audible to listen to audiobooks. That's my favorite app because it's easy to navigate. It's very accessible for the blind. So I prefer that, but you need a membership for that. You can also use the OverDrive app from the National Library and borrow audiobooks for free.
Okay, so let's talk about it one by one. The first one you mentioned was Kindle. So the Kindle app on your phone, it uses a screen reader to read out, or is it audiobooks also?
That one I have to use my screen reader. So
Ah,
the screen reader reads out the text.
okay.
There's no actor reading out for me.
Okay, so maybe at this point in time, let's talk a little bit about screen reader voice versus voice actor voice. Which do you prefer and why?
Actor's voice.
Why?
Because the screen reader's voice is just the computer's voice, right? A digitized voice. So it can get monotonous and I kind of fall asleep.
Ah, it's a bit dead lah.
Yeah, there's no life in it, right? It's just flat all the way, no expression.
So the voice actors, they really like that they really like change their tone of voice depending on who's the character, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like if it's an evil woman, then it will be an evil woman's voice. if
Wait,
it,
so if it's so there's not just one narrator, there could be a few voice actors within the audiobook.
yeah, sometimes there's a whole like original cast, like a dramatized version of a book
Oh.
where they have many actors. Some are big names also, like maybe you know that Sixth Sense boy
Mm-hmm.
in the Bruce Willis movie. He did I think one or more books where there's a whole cast of
Mm.
actors.
I know it's a legitimate job and people actually have to go through training to become like voice narrators for audiobooks
Voice
as well.
actors. Yes, that's right. They are actually really good actors. The low budget books, I think they have lousy actors and they really spoil the writing. And then you like, I will return the book, I'll return the book.
Oh no. Okay. Okay, so from what I understand is that Kindle uses the screen reader, which sounds a bit more computerized, a bit mechanical. So it's not as engaging as if you were to use another app like Audible, which uses voice actors. But the thing with Audible is that you have to have a membership, right? Can you talk a little bit more about how much you pay and things like that?
Mm, if you want one credit a month, one credit gives you one book. That's about US $14.95. And if you want two credits, it's 22.95 US dollars.
So with
Sorry,
So with $14, you can borrow one book, basically.
you can buy one book,
Oh, you can buy one
but
book. Okay.
You buy so you can keep it within 1 year. If you don't like the book, you can return it, no questions asked.
Okay, so like just now you say maybe it's one of those maybe not so popular books. They use voice actors that might not be so good, and then you're unsatisfied with the book, you can return it.
Yeah, I can return it within a few hours. You get back your credit, and then you can buy another book.
Okay, uh, nice. Okay, so that's one of the options as well. But another option you mentioned just now was the app from NLB, right? What was it?
OverDrive. I
Uh,
think it has many libraries in it, but if you key in your NLB membership, your registration or what, then you can get audiobooks from them for free. But I think it's
mm.
just for 2 weeks, after which it like self-destructs. Then you have to re-borrow it if you haven't finished reading it.
Oh, but that's a bit like borrowing books from the library, what? There's like
Yeah,
a
that's right.
expiry date. So that's
Yeah,
quite
correct.
fair lah.
Yeah, that's right.
What are the options like? Are there a lot of options with the NLB one? Because it sounds like uh that's a that's a free option, as in you don't have to pay as much as the Audible app, but do they have as many titles as the Audible app?
Unfortunately not. So if let's say a popular writer has 22 books in that popular series, maybe NLB might just have a handful, or definitely not all 22 in the collection. So
Mm.
it's quite frustrating because you want to read the whole thing if he's your favorite author, right? So that's it's one drawback.
It sounds like there are options. There are a lot of options out there, because I know some other clients prefer to read on Kindle because of there's more variety lah, basically, and they can go at a speed that they want to, because all of us read at different speeds. So I think some of them mentioned that audiobooks go a bit slower than they like, so they prefer reading it on a Kindle using their screen reader.
Uh, But even on Audible, you have the option to increase the narration speed
Ah,
to either original speed is 1x, right? One time, or there's 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, 2.5. So, but then the faster, if it's too fast, then you might not understand what the narrator is saying.
okay. It
But
sounds
you
like
can speed it up. Yeah, sometimes I do speed it up if the narrator is too slow, and you just like lose your concentration, then you speed it up and then it's like speed reading lah, basically.
Mm-mm. Okay, that sounds like Audible is the most accessible, and they also take into consideration that the app is mainly for people with vision impairment, right? So it's the most VI friendly option you've used so far.
I guess so. I haven't tried. There's one called Storytel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Storytel has a free period where they let you listen, I think 2 weeks, but after that it's a 9.95 per month for unlimited reading. So
Oh,
that that's quite good if you can read fast. um,
mm.
yeah, but because I'm unwilling to give up my Audible subscription because I've already bought so many. So I'm a hoarder, so I've got all these books in my library. I don't want to give
Ah,
them out.
okay.
Yeah.
So basically, okay. So Storytel allows you to borrow books, but it doesn't allow you to keep it in your library as compared to like Kindle and the Audible app lah.
Yeah,
It's
that's right. It's
mm,
more like a library, a
like a
paid.
library. Yeah,
Yeah,
so if you want to like read the same book again, you will need to like borrow it again.
borrow. Yes, correct, correct.
Mm. Okay. Okay lah. It sounds like there are a few options for everyone out there. So just to summarize, the NLB app, which is called OverDrive, is a free option. And they would require you to return the book maybe after 2 weeks, like as usual when you borrow a book from a library. But it's free. Then there's the next option, which is Storytel, which is a you have to pay, but it's a monthly payment. But you get to borrow books only, and you do not get to keep them, so they disappear from your library after a while as well. and there's a subscription fee, but I'm guessing that the titles would be, there'll be more options as compared to, let's say, the NLB option.
Yeah, that's right. And the titles are quite recent, very current bestsellers and all.
Nice. But the best option would still be either Kindle or Audible, just that you have to pay for each book that you want to read, and it's like legit purchasing it from a bookshop and bookstore, and you get to keep the book in your library to read at whatever pace you want and whenever you want to reread it again.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, right.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like basically there's a lot of different options out there, but first of all, you need to just figure out whether the screen reader option is better for you or whether the Audible option is better for you. Is there a trial period for like audiobooks? Like maybe someone has never tried audiobook before. Is there like a free option somewhere where someone can check whether, oh, I prefer audiobook as compared to using a screen reader to read the book?
I think for Storytel, like I was saying just now, there's a free trial period,
Mm.
a couple of weeks, but after that you must remember to turn off your subscription if you don't want to pay for the next one. Otherwise, it's auto deduct
Okay,
from your
nice.
credit card. Audible, I think also like that. But if you, the first book is free. The first
Okay.
book, and then but after that they will deduct from your credit card.
Okay.
So you must remember to turn off your subscription if you don't want to continue.
Nice.
For
So,
Kindle, I think you can. There are free samples, so you can download a few to see if you like listening to screen reader.
yeah. So for the Kindle app, I know that they will have some books in your library when you download the app already. So it's like some free books for you to sort of try out. And then anything
Yeah,
else you will have to purchase.
yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, besides Kindle, Apple has its own app called Books. So you can also download free e-books from the iBook store. I don't know, I can't remember. Just books, like you can search for some free download.
Okay.
I don't know what store.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. So I guess in summary, for anyone out there who is maybe trying to get into a habit of reading or would like to try picking up a storybook to read as a person with vision impairment, what they can try out first is the free books by Kindle or iBooks, and as well as the free first book you can get from Audible or Storytel. Check out which you prefer, either using the screen reader or using audiobooks. And then from then on, you can listen, like as we've suggested previously, you have the options for whether you want to go for the monthly subscription or the per book purchase. And it's really up to you to try out and decide on your own. Any more tips to get someone to start reading, Sherry?
Get a really good book, with a good actor, then it will get you addicted. It will make you addicted to listening.
Mm,
If you get a book that's low quality with a very bad narrator, then it will turn you off. It might turn you off for good. So
mm.
pick a good.
Yeah, I agree very much with that. So when I first got my Kindle, to get me sort of started on getting used to reading from like this flat um this
Mm,
flat book
yeah,
thingy,
not.
this IT device, I downloaded like a couple of my favorite titles from like when I was younger, and then I just like started rereading them first. Then after that, like I started reading books that were sort of recommended from my friends or uh my husband. Yeah. So I think like especially reading books that you will get interested in is very important to start enjoying your reading journey lah. So anything else you want to add, Sherry?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay, very good. Then
No.
let's end the podcast here. If anyone out there has any more recommendations for either audiobooks or book reading apps, leave it in the comments section down below. If you've encountered any good accessibility apps that we haven't mentioned, please leave it in the comment section down below also, so that we can share with the rest of the visually impaired community here. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next podcast. Bye. Should we say bye?
Bye.
Bye.